Greetings, world and family. I am Richard, and I am honored today to be joined with our beautiful, glorious sister, Miss Sonja, from the Tree of Knowledge. How are you, Sonja?
I'm doing fantastic, Richard. And please introduce you because I'm going to put this on my channel also. Tell us about your channel.
I am Richard. I I am an oracle, a mystic, and I am here to help deliver whatever energies I can tap into through my higher self for the golden age. A message that is all about pure remembrance, where there's no fear mongering, where I refuse to touch on regurgitated fear indoctrination, because I've seen the future. The future is beautiful, it is golden. And with today's conversation with our beloved Sonja, we are going to touch into one of my favorite subjects, one of my favorite, which is our beloved guardians of the deep forest, the Sasquatch. And hopefully, with today, with this conversation, beautiful Kalam, we will help to bring in remembrance of the primordial ones that were here gifted by our mother Gaia, the watchers, and see what messages would want to come through. Sonia, my love, how would you like to start?
Well, we can start with I had a conversation, a very interesting conversation with Mike Patterson. Mike Patterson's from your neck of the woods in Canada. Yes, absolutely.
Mm,
And we talked for a
mm,
little while, and of course, I posted a video about it. And I found out a few things more like it's not just learning some new stuff, but also tapping into Mike and tapping into Neff and realized that when we were doing the video, Neff was actually in the room and I kept getting a glimpse of Neff. He was listening to the entire conversation. So I started posing things that I know about, like the holographic sky, the dome we're living on, the huge cosmic egg that we're living
mm,
on. I wanted to know one of the most important things. Were the Sasquatch here before the dome or were they brought into the dome? And
mm,
basically, what I saw and what he said was they were always here. And that means
mhm.
before the dome was even created.
Yes,
I thought
yes.
was so very interesting. So I also know that these Sasquatch, what they're doing now is they're assigning their children, could be male or female,
Mhm,
usually male, it seems like, with people that are waking up, the ones that the clairsentients are coming online and that are going to be a part of this new reality. And you and everyone else who
mhm.
wants to have a Sasquatch in your reality, just know that they're all telepathic and you can speak to them telepathically and have them come into your reality if you want them to because of the skill set that they hold. Now, one of the things that I told Mike was I was so curious how they open up portals. I wanted to
Mhm,
know, so I watched them doing it.
mhm,
And I'm going to tell you what I saw. Basically, in their mind, they see where they are and they see where they want to go. And
mhm.
what they do is they literally bend time and space to come to a single point, like a coin, a real thin coin. This is your side, that's where you want to go.
Yeah.
And in their mind, they open up this portal, they put it
Mhm,
in their biofield. So your biofield is the extent of their arms. So
mm.
it's like a balloon within a balloon. And I see that they create this, put it out of their mind, physically creating it as it goes out of their mind. It forms like a manifestation inside of their own biofield. It gets as big as they want, and then they just step through and it closes
Yeah.
behind them. And it's
I
like,
love this. I
cool.
love this, Sonia, because I just recently did a channeling last week with the Sasquatch Elders, which we spoke just before our recording, and Sonia unfortunately didn't see it, but it's not her fault. I forgot to send her the link. But I saw something very similar to what you're saying, my beauty queen. I saw
Oh,
like a
cool.
lot about the portals. So we all know that the trees, the forest, are portals for the Sasquatch. But I
Mm-hmm.
also saw that with the portals, it's almost like they're traveling through waves of frequency, which came to me as veins of the roots of the trees that seem like green
Mm-hmm.
golden moss and a mushroom community.
Mm-hmm. I saw something a long time ago. This was probably about 7 years ago. I
Okay.
wanted to know what was going on with the logs and the trees and the bending of the trees and what is going on. And what I saw was when they're young and they're starting to learn how to portal, they can take trees, four-bodied trees, usually the ones that are laying down, and they place them across and make a square. And the trees are hardwoods, so depending on the leaf, say it's three, it
Yeah.
goes into 3D. Say it's two, it just goes into 2D. Say it's one, it only goes into 1D. If it's five, six, the big heavy, like the maples, that's one thing. But the redwoods that have the hardest wood have the most intricate leaves. Those leaves tell you the dimensions that they could go through as a highway through that tree. So they take these trees, depending on what kind of tree it is, it'll all be the same tree. They place them across each other so they all touch, and they go inside of the tree and open up the portal and use the tree itself with the energy to help them learn how to portal. And it's
Wow.
like, oh my God, that's cool. And then I wanted to know, why bend these trees over? They don't break them or anything, they just bend them.
Yeah.
And I see two things going on with the bent trees.
Okay.
One, they bend a tree. If you want to open a portal, they bite into the tree. They match the frequency of the sap, and then boom, open up the portal inside of them, matching
Ooh.
that frequency of the sap. And then the next thing is, I'm also seeing them bend trees in certain directions or ways, because it's like a big signpost. Hey, we're over here. We're over here. We're over here. I found out that the Sasquatch were half plant, half biology, plant biology, and a type of human biology. They're
And that's
half
why
plant.
I saw like the mushroom community.
Oh,
Mycelium,
oh,
mycelium.
yes, yep, mycelium. So
Okay.
because they're like half plant creatures, or not creatures, but people, they're beings.
Yes,
When they
beings.
dive into the sap, they match the frequency. We can't do that. We're not half plant. They bite into it, they match the frequency of the sap, and then can be gone. They only do this when they're young, because when they get older,
Wow.
they realize they learn how to actually do it. It's like you got to crawl before you can walk.
Yeah. I got a big fat yes with Aurélien right here, and I had no idea. But as soon as you talked about the bite, the saliva, it's something about the DNA of their saliva that mixes when they bite
Yep.
into the saliva of the bark or the tree or the
Three,
root.
the sap, as
Yes.
long as there's some sap
Wow.
in there and they can meet that sap requirement, that's it. And so
Oh,
that's younger ones. But it's like, oh my gosh, they have such abilities. They're completely telepathic. They're everything they do. Now, I asked Mike, I said, Mike, I
mhm.
already knew the answer, but I asked him anyway. Do they
Yes.
talk telepathically or do they talk physically? I know they do both. And he goes, oh, well, they do both. Confirmation. And it's some of the things that I saw when he was talking. Now, I don't know if Neff was sending me answers to stuff
Can we
because it's
talk a little bit about Neff just for the viewers? Because we don't, I think the viewers don't know who Neff is.
Neff is Mike's friend who is a Sasquatch. And I think Mike said he was in his 30s. He met Neff, the Sasquatch, when Neff was only like 17. He was literally assigned to Mike. And I thought, oh my God, this is so awesome. I didn't know that they assigned their children to people.
It's beautiful. Because the
Yeah,
people would be Gaia's children, and the Sasquatch have always been protectors of DNA, of information, as they watched
yes.
through a
No.
lot of warring, because they could go to battle, the Sasquatch, but I
Mhm.
see that they were assigned not for bloodshed, but to
No.
keep Gaia's memories intact
Mhm.
during great times of warring. Like you said, before the dome, when the dome came in,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
That's something I didn't get to ask him too much.
Mm.
But I started seeing it when I was talking to him because we were talking and I was trying not to cut him off because I'm notorious for cutting people off.
Me
I'm really
too.
trying, I'm really trying not to do that anymore. So I'm trying to keep it in check. And I was thinking all these things because my mind goes really fast. And he was talking, Mike was talking. So then I forgot what I was going to say many times. I should have wrote it down, but it didn't matter because the video went on long anyway. So that would have made it even longer. And it's like, I wanted to find out with the Sasquatch, um, how old do they live? Which he did say. He estimates, he's not even sure, 200 plus years. Not
Yeah.
even sure. He said because I can't get a full verification on it.
I got
And
more.
more. And then I wanted to ask him, and I already know the answer. Is it like when Wendy and I go to the woods and we manipulate time and we make time stop because we're going into a different density or even
Yes.
frequency density or even 5D is where I think we're landing. And our phones don't work there. I mean, we can be out for hours and our phone is still, both of our phones are on the same time until we come back. And is that where they're living? And my answer was yes, we don't live where you are. We're above you. And actually, all the frequencies are here, but it's the frequency you carry is what you're going to experience all here because it's all here. All of the dimensions,
All of
all
this.
9 dimensions are here. They're here. And all of the densities inside of each
Hmm.
dimension, there's 12
Hmm.
densities inside one dimension. All of that's here too. And it's the frequency you carry. So 5D isn't, you're not going to 5D, you're going to become 5D,
Well,
just like
5D,
Gaia.
what is 5D? It's density and it's dimension, and that's where the conscience resides. And
Yes.
the 3D, because I know I am anchored in 5D. You are anchored in 5D, but it's the avatar that is stuck in traffic to join to the consciousness. And that's where
Yep.
it is. And I think that where
Yep.
you went in the forest, and by the way, Femi, Wendy is Sonja's glorious daughter. She is
Yes.
crystalline, and I do tap into the frequency as I look into Wendy, and she's kin to the Sasquatch.
Yeah. She's
Yes.
actually still having communications with the Sasquatch. Let me just tell you this little incident that happened.
Okay, my
I had
love.
gone I had gone back to the States for a couple of weeks and we had gone out walking into the woods and she was throwing acorns because our forests are dead and dying. They're devastated from all
Mm.
of the geoengineering chemtrailing. So
Yeah.
anyway, we are throwing acorns where the dead trees are so another tree can grow in its place. And she had a single bracelet on her wrist and she went to go throw the acorn. The bracelet came up and she felt it and she tried to stop it. And then it flipped off of her hand and landed behind her. She could hear it. I heard it fall too. And when I looked down and she looked down, it was
Poof.
gone. So she's been in communications with the Sasquatch for a
Yeah.
very long time. And I know the Sasquatch that took it has been with her since years, maybe 10 years, maybe longer, and actually took that because she put all of her energy into that crystal. So it's like anything. You can put your energy into something. And it wanted to have something from her to hold
Yes.
her because put so much of and I said, Wendy, did you put a lot of energy into that? She goes, oh, I was always putting my own energy into that crystal. I was putting everything I had in those crystals on my bracelet. I said, that's why your Sasquatch took, and it's a boy Sasquatch, and probably in his 20s now. And he kept it because it is a part of you. And every time he holds it, it holds your essence in there. And
Yeah.
she's like,
And it's
oh,
kind of cute because I also get that that boy Sasquatch has got a crush on Wendy.
I wouldn't doubt it. Most men like Wendy.
And I'm not talking in a sexual way, but it's like,
No,
like a muse, like a crush, like someone that you are, oh, wow, it's Wendy, like a crush, like an
yeah,
innocent, yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly that. Sasquatch are actually, they're more human than we are in many aspects. They
Yes.
feel deeper. they feel much deeper than we do on every emotion, because all of their clairs are online. They're not locked down like we are.
They're not.
So they feel anything. It's beyond what we are even capable of feeling,
But
which
we're
is
all
very,
good. We're getting there, and
we
thanks
are
to
getting
them,
there.
because they're coming out of the forests.
Mm-hmm.
And what I got, if I might, see, like, you're not the only one who cuts in, like, hi.
Go ahead, do it, do it.
But what I get, and that's what I tapped in my glorious Sonja last week when I channeled the elders of the forest, is I saw very strongly that the Sasquatch, they are able to tap into a human's frequency and see the thought of a human before that human even has the thought.
Okay, cool, cool.
That's
Yes,
how
I do not work.
brilliant they are.
Yeah, yep, absolutely. I think they use that also when they're opening portals and going, because
I think.
they'll feel where they'll land next so that it's safe.
Of course. I didn't even
Mhm.
see that far, but yes. Did-
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. The Sasquatch are now stepping. When I was talking to Mike, one of the things that Mike said to me was they're now showing themselves in trail cams, in people photography. They're allowing themselves
Yes, they
to.
are.
It's not you caught them. No, they presented themselves there. They walk into a trail cam on purpose. They allow you to film them. They know where you are. When you're miles away, they still know where you are.
And they know where the camera is, and it's
Oh, yes,
all
they
planned
do.
because they're ready to come out now.
That's right.
See, it's
All
all
talk.
related, I feel, to Max the Crystal Skull, to the
Yep.
return of the dragons. Like it's almost
Yep.
like a great military like organization. You know, at war you have the first rank, the second rank, but all these
Mhm.
glorious, beautiful beings, they heard she, the primordial one. I'm coming out of my coma. I'm ready to rebirth. Children, come home. Let's clean this shit.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Ah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We will talk about they're able to manipulate all
Mhm.
technologies, all of it,
Yes, from the
all
heart.
of it.
It's a heart frequency. Yeah.
Yep. And they can even manipulate and tap into Max the Crystal Skull, because it's a technology.
They're friends.
Yep. Crystalline technology, even the graphene technology, the technology we're using, they have no problem. They can do it here. Don't even
This
need to
is
touch it.
this is interesting because as you're talking, sister, you tell me, but I'm getting a strong feeling graphene. So when you're talking about graphene, we're talking about these things.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I got right now as you spoke, the Sasquatch can help us activate if we listen and ask. So even if we got this
Mhm.
through wanting, it could help corrupt it and kill it.
Yep. And
You get
remember,
that too?
yep, just like my phones don't work when Wendy and I skip to 5D, neither does this technology work once you hit 5D. It has no connection to 3D, and it's as if it doesn't even exist in the body anymore.
I really have a crush on the Sasquatch. They are showing themselves that, because I did not know this about them, but they are showing me like a return to building. So I knew them as watchers, as memory keepers of Gaia's actual love blueprint, but now they're ready to help building because I'm seeing a building. I'm seeing like visions of like bulldozers rebuilding, putting on blocks and restoring. And but I think that restoration is they are there to help us restore ourselves because us, the humans, are the builders of the new golden era.
Yeah, we're going to change the world. It'll be people like
Yeah.
you, people like me. I've always known that when I first came into this reality, since I was a tiny child, I was going to change the world. I didn't know
Yes.
how to do it. I did not know how I was going to do it.
Mm.
And then about 10 years ago, I was like, well, I thought I came in to change the world. I guess that didn't happen. And then boom,
It
this
happened.
stuff happened.
And you know, when I was a kid, I knew I was going to entertain the world. And I was like
Wow.
shy. I was a mama's boy. Like I had bullies because I was too pure, right? I saw fairies. I saw a werewolf that looked at me dead in the eyes when I was a kid.
Wow.
That could be a future show, like werewolves and dogman,
Well,
because
yeah,
they're not Sasquatches or two
no,
totally different
no.
energies.
They're called dogmen,
Yeah.
Anubis, werewolf.
Very
And they
different
come
energy.
to the very beginning and think about all of that mythology, which should be your archaeology. Anubis is
Yeah.
the dogman. The dogman is the werewolf. And they used to wear clothes.
And Anubis, that's Egypt. That would be the lord of the underworld,
Yes, it
like
is.
the
That's the one
Doberman
that carries
looking.
the
Okay.
scale, the
Yeah.
heart, and the feather. And Anubis
Okay.
was a dogman.
Right. He stared at me once. Okay. Like I was around 8. Everything happened to me
You
like
know they're
around 8.
telepathic.
Pardon me?
Those dogmen are very telepathic. They can read you like a book instantly.
But he was staring at me in my light and absorbing something. It freaked me out, but did I feel in danger? I think I just got freaked out more. It wasn't like, drool, I want to eat you. It's like, I see you. And I think it's
Wow.
my inner light.
And how old were you when that happened?
8. Yeah, everything happened around 8. I saw the
Oh,
god of wind through my window, a total huge head like a titan. And I was on the second floor, no balcony. I wasn't crazy. I'm 8. I'm not doing drugs yet. Because later on I did do drugs. This is nothing secret. I've told you the world. I'm clean now. But see, like I saw the god of wind staring at me, and he was all white, white eyes, white hair, white skin, almost like a ceramic sculpture, but breathing and living and staring at me. The werewolf was the same thing. I was on an
wow.
excursion with the Boy Scouts. And like I said, like I was introvert, damn, hard to believe, but I was. But that's what happened. I forced myself to become a rebel. Okay.
Oh,
That's why I
wow.
meet today. But I was at the Boy Scouts retrieve up north, and I had my no friends, so I brought my Charlie's Angels trading cards, Farrah Fawcett, and then
Hmm.
the bullies of the Boy Scouts took my cards and were throwing them everywhere. So I started
Oh,
crying, and I went to the window at the basement, and that's where the werewolf was. He was standing up, hand on the tree, staring at me.
oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. They can read your Akashic records inside of you, and I think he was reading you because when I'm going back to that point, he was literally reading you and knowing what was coming because they don't exactly know how it's going to play out, what's going to happen in this reset.
Yeah.
And you carry everything you're going to do inside of you. Yes, you're given free will is kind of like this choices A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, but you're going to end up at the same destination no matter how you travel to get there. So, what he was doing when he was looking deep into you, he was reading inside of you in your subconscious, in your superconscious, your own Akashic records, who you've been, where you've been in all of eternity, in all incarnations.
Well, that's actually beautiful. And now, like, like I thought he was spooky, but now I find he's kind of beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Um, they have been all of these beings, the Sasquatch, the dogmen, and many others, the tree people, the moss people, you name it, all of it. They've all been squashed into small sections in this snow globe. And at one time, they used to roam freely everywhere, but the powers that be have wanted to annihilate them. And this is
Yeah.
why they are where they are. And it has become pretty doggy dog because there's not that much territory for all of them to exist. And we're talking goatmen, we're talking all kinds of things that have been spotted. people talking about it, what they've experienced going out into the woods, going out into the forests, going out into the park systems. And
Hmm.
they're all poo-pooed and told to shut their mouth and don't say anything because all of them are being squashed in a small area.
And they were all demonized as well, right?
Yes, all of them. Now, some of them have gone rogue, and just like anybody would, when you're just, so mistreated over decades, centuries of
Hmm.
time,
Yes.
and hunted to extinction. We have a whole thing of mermaids. I had done a video on mermaids and saw the slaughter, the outright slaughter of the mermaids. And yes, they are real. That is not
Oh, yes.
fiction.
I
They
saw
are
that in my
real.
month of October that there's going to be new sightings this month on mermaids.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. I've been doing a mystic series on my Patreon, and I've been going over all of these. The
Okay.
biggest one that I found that broke my heart was, about the white stag, because the white stag was created in this reality in the very beginning to embody the pureness of nature. And
Yes.
the Wendigo is the fallen white stag. The
Oh, shoot.
Wendigo
That makes so
is
much
the
sense.
fallen white stag, and
Good.
it was given a form of leprosy where it rots and then it regenerates, and it rots and it regenerates. This was done as a curse. They took the white stag, the purest thing, and they made and developed the Wendigo out of the white stag. And what they did was at the end of each reset, the worst of the worst of the worst have the fate of becoming the Wendigo. And you'll never die. You cannot die. You die every day a little bit. And then you're reborn. And then you do it all over. There's no death. If I put you into 1,000 pieces, you would reassimilate. You're a Wendigo because you were from the purest thing in the white stag.
All right, Femi. So, as you know, pendulum, known as Aurélien, is saying a big fat yes, and with a freight train. So, what that means to me as an oracle, when Sonja speaks about Wendigo, it's not that she's partly correct, but there's more. This is like a freight train. She's absolutely on cue. Yeah.
Yeah. When I found this out, I was devastated. These Wendigo are very telepathic. They know you a mile away. They know who you are. It is reserved for the worst of the worst of the worst to become a Wendigo.
Yeah.
And the way they can break this spell is they've got to raise their frequency and change. There's no other way to break it. So for all of these pedos out there doing the heinous things with the children and the women and the men and the animals and all of this, your fate is already sealed. You will
Yeah.
become next Wendigo.
Yes, because okay, yes, Wendigo, of course. I do know that every thought, every action, every probability in our simulation has been recorded into the vaults of memory. So you cannot hide.
You
You
cannot
cannot
hide,
run.
you cannot lie. Your frequency that you carry
Yeah.
gives you away.
Yeah. Yes, sister. Yes.
So yeah. So when Wendigos are being born, because they're still being born, it's because we're at the end times, the split. And at
Mm.
that point, as bad as you were, the worst of the worst of the darkest of the dark, you'll be reincarnated into a Wendigo and you will not be released. There is no release. You are rotting with leprosy. And what happens is it happens in a year cycle. You'll be born and you'll start to rot instantly. It'll take you so long and you'll feel every pain of that rot. You'll smell like death itself. There's no relief.
That's
And
actually
when,
sad, isn't it? Huh? Ooh,
yeah,
that's
when you get
intense.
when you get halfway, you start to regenerate. You are born with a hunger that you cannot fill, and the
Wow.
hunger is the sentence that you will pay. So you are forced to feed on elk, deer, rabbits,
Humans.
humans, doesn't matter. You are forced to
Mm.
feed a never ending hunger on top of rotting constantly, and you feel this pain. It never leaves. You regenerate back halfway, and then you re rot again for eternity until you change.
But where does that go though? Like, like anchored in 5D, dimension density, crystalline being. So, like I always talk a lot about like the Dolores Canyon merge of the split.
Mm-hmm.
So the Wendigo, does it like stay anchored in 3D? I don't see it
Oh,
resonating in
it
5D.
it actually anchors in 2D. It anchors in 2D. Like the
Okay.
Sasquatch are in 5D, they're anchored in
Yes.
2D. They come
Okay.
into 3D. Here's what happens with the Wendigo. Let me describe what a Wendigo looks
I would
like.
love that. Yes.
A Wendigo looks like it's got the white stag body with the big horns, except it's on two legs with two legs in front. It
Oh,
can go to the front.
shoot. Okay.
They look like they have the worst leprosy ever. Leprosy is where your flesh starts falling off. You're still alive and rotting and the
Like a
stench.
zombie.
And they have red eyes. And every single being that's a cryptid, a chimera, or a supernatural being, as far as physical,
Hmm.
want nothing to do with the Wendigo. Because when the Wendigo gets a hold of you and scratches you, it transfers over that disease
Like
that was
rabies.
like worse than rabies, because rabies is actually not a real thing. That's actually made up. There's no such thing. There's never been a single case of rabies, not ever.
Really?
Yep.
I
And we've
never
been
looked into it. Oh,
out
wow.
lie. It's a lie for the pharmaceutical companies to make money off your animals.
Oh, I see. Okay. But I've
It's for
seen
real.
rabies like raccoons.
That's actually caused from other things, and they've labeled it rabies.
Oh,
Mhm.
wow.
Like if you get really hot, you can start frothing at the mouth. If you get really excited, you can froth at the mouth. Oh, rabies! No, thickening of saliva. That's not rabies.
You're
That's not
saying the
rabies.
truth, baby, and it's not that I question you, but I love to bring out my Aurélien. So, Fanny, you can see again. We're going to a freight train. There's no wind. Look at my hair. There's no fat. Show me the movement for no. See, there's no wind. This is a no. But at first, when Sonja is talking about rabies being made up, look, what is it, Aurélien? We're going to a yes. Look at my hair. It's not moving. Because people think like you're manipulating it sometimes, right? Yeah.
Yeah. If you actually track back when rabies became a big thing, you remember the movie Old Yeller?
I remember Cujo.
Cujo. Before
Yeah.
Cujo came Old Yeller.
But
Old
I don't
Yeller was
remember it.
it
Yeah.
was a what kind of dog is that? It was a beautiful
A
yellow dog,
golden retriever, I
a
think.
golden retriever. And the
Yeah.
whole movie was based on it got bit by an animal and it became rabid like Cujo and they had to put it down. And then after that, here's rabies. Now we have rabies. Hollywood.
Oh, damn it, Janet! You just broke a code again. It's it's a cute Disney movie, heartstrings, but then oh darn it. Wow. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you for that. And the
So
Sasquatch are actually really happy to hear like how we've evolved right now because the Sasquatch, they made it very clear before a connection. They don't want sensationalism. They wanted
Mhm.
like free range conversation. Don't you feel them? There's a lot of
Yeah,
around
yeah,
us right now.
yeah. I
Yes.
feel them. I feel them
They're
too.
happy.
I actually tap into them, and when I tap into them, when I tap into them because I see a lot of stuff. They know a lot of stuff too, and when I tap into them, I'm giving them mad downloads on some of the stuff that I have discovered. Um, Wendy gave me I'm going to just go off topic real quick. Wendy gave me a regression and she changed the wording. She actually changed the script. And the next thing you know, the way she changed the script, she's like, there will be no time and space. You're going back to the beginning. And I was boom out of my body and into source consciousness itself. And I was like, no body, no physical body. And it was like a thick, heavy jello. And inside of the thick, heavy jello, I saw all around me. There was no eyes, just aware of everything around me, could see it like eyes, but there was no body.
Yeah.
And I saw all these little squiggly bright light lines and circles, little circles, and it was just like dust through the jello all around me. And I'm like, where am I? What is this? And then I was in source consciousness and realized every single one of us as a part of us still there in source consciousness. And all I did was go to where I was, what I had left, because it's like an echo. And I was
I
looking at
love
all
it.
and I was looking out into the void, and the void was enormous, but it was like thick jello because source consciousness is static logic. It does not move. It knows everything, but it does not move. It's static. And that and I've known this a long time, I talked about it, we came out of source and we became the feminine part because that is masculine. It's all logic, masculine, doesn't move, static logic. We came out of it and we are the female, the emotion, the mover, the creator, God in the field of void. And from there, I realized that all those little squiggly lines and little circles, and there was billions of it looked like dust stuck in the jello, was literally going down, 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 down. And that is the void. And us going down, 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 we can move through the voids. And that's the galaxies and this and that and this and that. And that source consciousness was so enormous that we're still connected to source. We have never
Mm,
lost the connection. We're experiencing for source itself. And I realized also that when
yes.
I was there, source consciousness was nothing but logic and knew everything, no emotion, zero emotion. And that all of us that came out of it, we are nothing but emotion. We are pure emotion, the mover, and
Let's
realize
experience. Yeah.
that it took solid logic and emotion to make the magnetism to make
Mm,
everything work because you need both to work.
yes.
And it's like, oh my God. And then I saw later on that it was just like what this place is created out of. It's created of antimatter and matter, the dark and the light, and it goes together
Mhm.
and it's a magnet and on such a small scale that makes everything work. And this is what our reality is created in. And it's balance that we're looking for so we can manipulate the reality.
Encore! Encore! That was gorgeous. I love your mind and how you're able to tap into, with your logic, your higher self. I've never seen it that way, but what I do see is that I always called it creators. It takes divine masculine, divine feminine. And I saw that our simulation came from she, the primordial divine
Mhm,
feminine dragon. And with it was almost like a wheel of several feminine dragons that spun around her, and in her deep sleep or sleep status created Gaia into being.
mhm,
But you're
mhm.
saying that source was purely masculine, but and then I
Masculine,
see like the divine,
masculine.
she, the primordial one. So you helped me like to connect the visions I had and making more sense.
That's what I saw. And it's
Rock
like,
and roll. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I couldn't stay there long because I felt stretched and I started becoming uncomfortable. And Wendy's like, "Are you okay, mom? Mom, are you okay?" And it's like, I gotta leave or I can't come back because I felt like I was getting ready to disconnect from the avatar. And wouldn't that be awful if I died and Wendy gave me a regression and she killed her mother?
But you know, death is only but an
No,
illusion.
yeah, it's an
It's
illusion.
fake.
But yeah, I'm like, well, this is cool. When I came back, it changed me.
Okay.
Something changed inside of me, and a lot of my abilities went supernova. And that's when I started my mystical series. And I'm like, oh my God, I could always remote view, but this is not remote viewing. It's something else. I
Yeah, it's
don't
something else.
call
It's
it.
something else. And
I
that's
don't
where
know
your
what to call it.
premonition as a child, I'm going to change the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I started seeing I saw the stag, and then I saw what happened with the stag, what they did with the stag. They used it to make that Wendigo. And then I saw so many things on a deeper level, and I didn't remote view. It was just there. And it's like, what happened to me? What's going on? What has opened up? And now when I talk to people, it's like I'm in them. It's like I'm
Yeah.
them. It's weird. It's really weird, but I'm starting to get used to it.
It's actually kind of fun though, huh? Like all
Mhm.
psychedelic and supernatural as it is, it's more of a reality than being asleep
Yeah.
and what now
Yep.
you're a zombie honey just like you were before. Like you know, like it feels amazing, all these new like DNA strands or remembrance and
Um,
coming online. Like the electricity everywhere in our
yep.
body is like it
Yep.
turns me on.
Yep.
Yeah.
What has happened to me will happen to a part of humanity. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's a big part that won't make this, but the ones that do, they will even surpass what I'm doing now.
Yes.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
You're so beautiful and so fun. I absolutely love your energy. You know
Oh,
how we look amazing in a rock band together, you and I? So
yeah.
good. So good. You'd be the lead singer.
Oh, I can't do it. I'd have to learn. Yeah, I can do a lot of things, but I can't hold a tune to save my reality.
It's all attitude rock and roll. You don't have to hold a tune. You just have to like bring in that inner like dragon's breath of light and passion and fury. Like fury doesn't have to be evil. You know, it could be like anything that is suppressed and like you're breaking the chains and you're unleashing it. It doesn't have to be melodic. It could just like be like real, pure, heartfelt.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you know, that scream, right?
Yep.
But did I
Awesome.
ever tell you that I was spooned by a Sasquatch when I was a kid?
Yes. And I
I
thought that
did,
was
huh?
awesome. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that's awesome.
Because I don't know if I said it like in this video. I might. Okay, I told you just before
Yeah.
recording.
Yes, before
Okay,
recording.
so if
And you
you,
also left a comment on my video with Mike Patterson. And I was
I
like, oh,
did.
we heard that.
Yes, I did. I did. I
I
did.
I really do read. Sometimes it takes me a few days to get back. I try to read everything after I put a video out, and then I try to look at it because I've got a really busy days. I'm always doing stuff. So,
Yes.
but yeah, I absolutely try to read everyone's comment. I really do. And usually, if I haven't hearted you, it's because I haven't gotten back. Or if you're a really negative person, I'll just let it slide. I'm not like other content providers. If you say something really negative and
You
whatever, you
leave.
know what? Don't do it. I leave it. It's your
Me
opinion. You
too.
have a right to your opinion. I'm not
Deal
going to
with your
delete.
karma.
Right.
Because you
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what? You might be swimming in a pool of sharks, and the ones who love us are going to read it. We don't need
yeah,
to erase you, block you. It is free speech at your
yeah,
own risk.
yeah. I mean, I did a video a couple videos back where I started talking about that big thing that happened in America where that idiot reptile president called in all of the admirals and the generals, over 800 top staff into one place. And I was
Uh-huh.
hammering him for being a bonehead. You don't do that. If I wanted to blow up the building, I'd just cut off the head of the snake and you're all going to just be
Hmm.
helpless. So I really slammed the hell out of him for being a bonehead. And I got such backlash.
Are you talking about Trump?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because, yeah,
Reptilian. He's a
yeah.
reptilian. He's not,
Well, I don't
I,
get he's reptilian. I don't get
here's,
he's reptilian.
here's what I did. One day, it was months ago, many months ago.
Mhm.
Wendy's like, Mom, and we were doing a live together because I was with her. And she goes, Mom, who is it? Who's Trump? And that fast, I looked at him and I saw a reptile head. And I said, I don't know, but I'm seeing a reptile head. Holy shit. I had never in my life seen that because he's very guarded. And then I started looking and his father was a reptile and behind him was a reptile. And it's like they have this human, they've integrated human DNA into their reptilianness so they can hold the human form. They also have technologies. And
Yes,
it's like,
I understand that part.
I
Yeah.
used to be 100% behind Trump maybe 10 years ago because I never looked into him. I just heard some of his speeches and thought, that's really good. Yeah, I'm behind you.
Hmm.
And then one day something happened and he said something. And I was like, whoa, whoa, stop, stop. Whoa, what are you saying? He was talking about the mRNA and that he was behind the mRNA and he's going to get it out faster than ever. And I'm like, wait a minute. What are you talking about? The mRNA is the bioweapon. And then it just clicked on me. Don't be stupid, Sonja. Start looking into him. Start seeing what's going on. I
Mm.
tried to look into him so many times. He's so blocked. He's so blocked because they have these psychic blocks. They have
They do, yes.
the shadow monks working for them. There's the monks and the shadow monks. And I'm like, I couldn't see anything. And I'm like, but I know what you're saying. The mRNA, it was always that, the thing. And it's like, oh my God. And then it was later, years later, and then several months ago, many months ago, Wendy just asked me that stupid, simple question, and boom, I saw him. It was like somehow I got around the block, and I was like, the entire federal government, I don't care if you're Democrat, I don't care if you're Republican, good cop, bad cop, good cop, bad cop, good, and they change roles. They're all in on it. They're the deep state. They're the takedown of America. It's the whole
Mm.
federal freaking government. It's what's running this world. It's the 15, they say there's 13 families. I see 15 families running this. Why it's an LLC. It's a company. And it's like, oh my God, I've been a fool. I've been a fool. It's all of
I don't
them.
think you were a
Oh,
fool. I think that you saw an overlay. And let's not also forget that not all reptilian energy is nefarious. Let's
no,
think
it's
of
not all.
lizards inside of our simulation. You got a lot
Mhm,
of vegetarian lizards, are not all blood
mhm.
drinkers or flesh
No,
eaters.
no.
So
Yep.
we're not talking about alpha draconian as in Queen Lizzie. This is so you might have seen an overlay.
Yeah. I
Now, when
can
it
tell you
comes,
there is yin and yang in everything. It's a
yes,
yin and yang in yin and yang in human, yin and yang
yeah,
in reptilians. I've had many conversations where I have seen really good reptilians. I've seen really bad,
yes.
just
And
like
I've met
humans.
some that were friends that were
Yeah,
reptilian. They were good people. Yeah.
yep. I
Yeah.
have met humans that are evil and humans that are good. I have met cryptids that are good and cryptids that are bad. Yet they're
The
the same species of
inversion.
cryptids.
Yeah.
Yep. We've got the yin and yang going down the line, both sides on every species. That's no lie.
Yes.
On every
Yes.
single species.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, absolutely. But when it comes to Trump, me, the thing is I don't do politics anymore. There was a time
Yeah.
when on my channel
Nope.
I used to, upon request, look into it until I said, no, I'm done with this regurgitation. No one's gonna stand with me, just like doing the same thing that we all know. So I don't do politics. I don't know what Trump is doing there now because I don't listen to anything. But I know that the essence around him or what he originally stands for with his wife is spectacular, Melania. I get a big sense of Lyrian feline energy, bodyguard protector, and totally related. Are you not seeing it?
Well, here's what I do see. I
Yeah.
see that we have timelines. Arthur had done
Yes.
videos
Right.
before
Yeah.
where he showed the spy versus spy, the black spy and the white spy,
Hmm.
and timelines depending on where you're at depends on the version you're
Yeah.
getting.
Okay, this makes sense. This makes
Mhm.
sense because it's all about where your attention goes. There's different timelines, different realities, and different
Mhm.
yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes,
Mhm.
timelines. Because
We
timelines
have
are a
timelines.
yo-yo time right now, huh?
Yeah.
It's like a
Yep.
yeah.
I've had people that get angry when I talk about these timeline merges. You can see it with the Mandela effects.
I know.
Um, and they're like, that's just an excuse to be bad. And I'm like, no, it's actually worse than that. I wish it was so simple because then you would know where you stand.
Yes. I know, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. So it's like, not really. We are
Mm.
literally jumping back and forth on these two main timelines. And because we're going to go into a split, we're already in the process of the split. And I tell you, if you're on the higher timeline, your life is going to start being better, better, better every day. If you're on the
Yes.
low timeline,
Worse, worse, worse.
hang on to
Yeah.
your hat because you're going to end up being Borg. And if you thought it was bad before, wait till you're in an avatar that's being run by AI and you can't even control your own avatar.
You know, it's funny that you say that because recently, I don't know when it was, I think, with Gary on Rocking Pandora's Box, we look
Mm-hmm.
into the triangle, which is Roswell, Chaco, and I don't know what the other name is. I can't remember. But as I was reading my crystal ball, Sonia, I kept seeing like, oh my God, the timelines are so weird because I'm seeing like timeline. But then I saw
Yeah, yeah,
timeline. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it looked
Don't
like
believe it or not.
heavily oversprayed chemtrails in the sky,
Yeah,
but there was a
right.
black magic around. Like it was not just this way, but it was like you know when you do tic tac toe like that. Yeah.
So, yep. These timelines don't just run one direction. They multi. It doesn't matter. They can be all. It's like those that game pick up sticks where you
No.
have a bunch of long sticks and you just throw
Oh
them down and
yes,
they're
yes,
all
yes, yes.
pick up
Yeah,
sticks.
yeah.
It's like that because timelines are not neat. They are they're quantum entanglement.
Entanglement is the word, entanglement, because it looked like a
Entanglement.
spider web full of black magic that once you see it, oh my God, how do I get out of this? Like, I don't even know where beginning and end starts. It's just
Right?
like a maze. You remember the movie The Shining? Like that maze in the snow where they
Yeah.
couldn't get out? That's what I
Yes.
saw, that kind of
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, it's a
This
lot.
is what we're actually in. We're in that maze, except the
Yeah,
maze is 2D. The maze is 3D.
yeah,
So
yeah,
instead of 2D flat back and forth, it's
yeah.
3D. And it's with the timelines. I see so many. There have been days where I've had 2, 3 timelines merging in a single day, changing structures around me. And I've had Arthur with me to actually say, that wasn't there. Whole statues weren't there. And oh my gosh, this picnic table wasn't here. And it's like,
But it's fun because it makes us realize that, wow, we take everything so seriously and nothing is really real, and that whatever
yep,
we focus on, we can like move mountains apart. So
yep,
that's the message, I think. Like,
yep,
what are you living in? Are you like in
yep,
fear?
yep,
That's where you're gonna go to, like you say, the
yep.
3D and merge with artificial
Mm-hmm,
intelligence,
mm-hmm,
because intelligence is a different thing than artificial. If we're in a simulation, it
mm-hmm.
is
Yep.
intelligence.
We
So,
are in
yeah,
artificial
yeah,
simulation, and
yeah.
this is the highest. It's like we're going down into Tinker Toys again. I don't want to go into Tinker Toys. I've got this avatar. This
Uh-huh.
avatar is a biological machine. It's a machine.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
biological. It's the highest form you can be in as far as being solid, okay? Why would I want to go into being a robot? What?
It makes no sense, does it? And
Oh, I
I
don't know,
also
God.
believe that this avatar belongs to the simulation.
It does. It
Okay, if we
absolutely
could
does.
wrap our head around that,
Yeah.
does it really
When
belong to us? We're thinking
no,
with our
no,
navel, it belongs to the
no,
simulation. We are not this.
no,
We are all lucky that, thank you, we got good looking avatars, but it doesn't belong to us.
no.
It
And the
belongs to
thing
the
of it is,
simulate. Uh-huh.
when you
Yeah.
think about, you break down to, just like when I left out of here, nothing but thought. You don't even have
Yeah.
body. You are nothing but pure thought. And
Yeah.
thought is the fastest thing there ever was.
And that's
And
the
once,
sexiest thing.
yes,
Beyond
think
the
about it.
flip.
Yeah, you are nothing but pure thought. And in the very next thought, you can be absolutely anywhere.
Yes. Like the Sasquatch.
Yep. Yep. They've learned how to manipulate thought
Yeah.
consciousness. That is
Yes.
just avatar, and never judge a book by its cover.
Never.
Because they look, don't think that they're not beyond advanced. We are caveman compared to them.
Yes, this great point, because I've been judged a lot for my tattoos, my rock and roll, my I love you back, that I'm a devil. I'm all about light frequency. Like you say, don't judge a book by its cover. You
There
know,
it is.
the
There it
Sasquatch
is.
doesn't look like us. I mean,
Yep.
they're really tall. They're
Yeah.
really cute, and sometimes, because when I did my Sasquatch channeling, I said like, guys, they're cute, and then I had an elder that says, "Hey, I'm not cute, I'm handsome." They have a sense of
Yeah.
humor. They got a sense
They
of humor.
have a great, they're
Yeah,
always laughing and they're always
yeah,
playing jokes and pranks. They have really big eyes
yeah.
and they look like a toy. They're so beautiful. They have beautiful
Yes.
big eyes. They have a human kind of a nose. Their mouth is kind of human. Their skin looks a cross between human and Sasquatch. They look like the cutest humanoid I've ever seen.
The link between Chewbacca, it's a never-ending story. You know the
Yeah.
white dragon.
Yes, 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 yes. I
So
actually
my
had,
Sonia, my love, you know what? I love this so much I can go on for hours, but I got another video in 10 minutes with
oh, we
Honey
gotta talk.
Golden. Yes.
Okay, so we're cut here and say goodbye to everyone. Thank you
Whoa,
for
whoa, whoa,
joining
wait.
us.
I'm not done. I have an intro invocation. Would you like to hear it? It's in
I
respect
would.
to our great elders of the forest.
Yes, please
Okay.
do.
Because you know, for me, there's no way Uncle Richard is not coming without an intro invocation. This said,
Okay.
it is called the invocation of the forest elders. We remember before the noise, before the forgetting. We walked as kin amongst the tall ones, and the tall ones walked beside us. To the watchers between the trees, we see you again. To the guardians of silence and song, we thank you for holding the breath of the world. May every human who hears these words feel roots stir beneath your feet, a pulse that says, you belong. Great elders, we speak your name in peace. Teach us to listen with heart once again, to walk softly, to dream wide, to love the earth as our own body, as leaf meets light, as water meets stone. So may we meet you once more, not as myth, but as famille.
Oh, that was fabulous. And it's so weird. For like a few minutes, I started seeing you as the incarnation you were, and you had a big feather hairdress on you, and you were sitting around with other Indians and having some kind of deep talk. So I'm thinking, and I see you growing extraordinarily old. I think you were like 125 maybe when you died.
And I was
We never
beautiful
talk
and
about that.
sexy.
Mhm. Actually, you were
Yes,
quite
I know.
beautiful.
I see
And
it, Joe.
you were about 6'6"
Yeah,
tall.
yeah. Thank you for that. I see
Mm-hmm,
it. I see the whole frequency. I have a
mm-hmm,
remembrance. And
mm-hmm.
this is it. We are all beyond what we know as our experience in the now moment of our life. There's so much more to us. Again, if we're not NPC or part of a simulation, and we are like absolute sentient beings, we got so much. We exist from the beginning of time, really.
Yes, we do.
You know?
Yes, we
Yeah.
do.
Sonja, I love this and I can't wait for our next collaboration.
I
If you
think
would
we
like,
need to
I'd
talk
love to
about,
have it sooner than later.
yeah, definitely going to do this
Yeah.
again. And we're going to talk about that because I got this huge vision when you were talking. It's like, whoa, where'd that come from?
Okay. Well, write it down or record it because we got to go into it. Because I'm seeing the vision. Your remembrance is showing it to me. And
Mm-hmm.
it's, ooh, when I say sexy, it's like just like the confidence, because
Oh,
of
yeah.
course this is Richard, so the feathers was part of
Mm-hmm.
the ornaments of yeah, I see it.
Yep.
I
Awesome.
gotta go. I gotta show in 5 minutes. So
Everybody have a
beautiful.
great day.
Beautiful family. We hope that you love this and please subscribe to Sonia's. I'll put everything in the link. We'll both put everything in the
Yes, we
description
will.
box. But we are all family. We are all kin. So if you could love, like, subscribe, write in the comments what you would like for maybe future conversations. We might need a title for a segment now as well. We'll think
Yeah,
about it. Okay.
that's
But
good.
on this, Sonia, you're my sister. I love you with all of my heart. Thank you for existing and changing the world.
You too, Richard. All right. Bye.
Mwah! Bye, babies.
Bye.
Hmm.